Hey everyone, today we've got the Plaguemancer version 2 in build 26 because of the increase to level 50. I went back and I did toy around with combining the Occultist and Nightblade together to kind of do this character with two classes. I didn't post a video back then because the results were not as good as I wanted, and they definitely weren't as good as a video quality build. So instead, I just let it sit, and then I saw someone in the forums. I wish I could check it now, but actually my internet's out right now. Hooray. Anyways, yeah, I wish I could give credit to it, give credit for the idea to whoever came up with it, because it's a really cool mix of things that the Witch Hunter combination provides. The first things first, as a Plaguemancer, we're gonna have our poison attack, our main poison attack, and that's Dreeg's Evil Eye. I maxed it out. It's just a projectile that's, poison damage. We also put a point in Bloodburst, a point in Terrifying Gaze, and a point in Vile Eruption. Previously, I had actually leveled up these two to sort of shore up the power of Dreeg's Evil Eye, but I took those points out in order to support putting points in some things in Nightblade. So instead, to shore up the damage of Dreeg's Evil Eye, we are going with Focused Gaze. Focused Gaze deals a lot of damage in one go, and it's okay to have it go on a 4-second cooldown because it's a lot of damage that Dreeg's Evil Eye will output with this. 1 point goes in Bloody Pox, Wasting, and Black Death. Yeah, and originally these were also a little higher, but now they're just there to be in a rotation of a little extra damage. 1 point in Soleil's Witchfire, 1 point in Second Right, and 3 points in Consecrated Blade. Honestly, I would really want to level up Soleil's Witchfire for that percent poison damage, but also have that extra chaos damage on there. But right now I just don't have the points for it. I could potentially pull a few points out of certain things to maybe level it up, but for now we're going to leave it at 1 point, and it's going to be like first thing to level up in the future. Excuse me. Then we have Blood of Dreeg, jacked all the way up to 16. It's a heal, it's armor, it's acid, armor's on that one. That's a little bit of armor and poison acid resistance. But for this, it's a heal. It's a heal over time, and it's got the acid damage, bonus acid damage. Yeah, I may pull some points out of that and throw it in Soleil's Witchfire just for more passive damage. Over on the Nightblade side, we have, I think it's 7. Do I have +2 Merciless Repertoire somewhere? It might be 6 points in Merciless Repertoire, which is there for the flat acid damage, flat poison damage increases. We have 1 point in Veil of Shadow with 10 points in Night's Chill, and this will reduce the poison acid resistance of all of our enemies by 45%. Originally, I was using Vulnerability maxed out, and that gives you, I think it's like minus 55 or 65% to the poison acid resistance. But instead of doing that, I'm just going with the passive of Night's Chill. So whenever we get close to enemies, they'll have negative resistance to poison acid, and that's really what we're going to be doing. A lot of it's just running through enemies as we lay down these dots we have. I have 1 point in Pneumatic Burst, Breath of Belgothian, and Shadow Dance. Really, this should maybe have some more points in it, but for now it's going to be fine, I think. It's a big heal we're using. And this may, like I said, I've been considering actually dropping Blood of Dreeg. Well, not dropping it, but maybe reducing it. And I'd maybe consider dropping it and doing 8 points into Soleil's and 8 points into Pneumatic Burst. And using that as my primary self-heal. Because it's a really good self-heal. And Breath lets us dual-wield. And we're dual-wielding now. I have 0 points in Elemental Awakening because it's pointless with this build. 1 point in Shadow Strike. 12 points in Nadala's Justifiable Ends, and this deals an absolute crap ton of poison damage. I believe it is a metric crap ton. That is an official measurement of the Crap Tonnage Institute of high damaging abilities. And yeah, this is just a great ability to close, and you just drop this on the enemy you want to kill most, and odds are they're going to lose like half their health instantly. Well, over 3 seconds. Close to instantly. And then you can also throw your other dots on them, because dots can stack now. Or at least, that's what I've been told. So, gear, we are still using the miasma robes. I don't have the other 2 pieces, but I want the miasma robes for its ability more than its stats. Because the 20% chance to confuse and 33% chance to fumble are great to help mitigate damage. And it's a lot of poison damage. We got a Rowari Bile Touch because of its Poison Nova. Tainted Blade of Niraval because of its stats, and you get free Bloody Poxes. Components for that are Mark of Dreeg and Vitriolic Gallstone, predictably enough. Rings, we're going to use a Harvest Venom Seal on one hand, and the Ring of Vile Intent on the other. It's +1 to Dreeg's Evil Eye. Our amulet is the Plaguemancer's Amulet, +2 to Black Death, +1 to Merciless Repertoire. We have the Eye of the Beholder on our helmet for Gaze Weakness, which is a nice little buff to our offensive ability. Our pants are Sliscale leg wraps. I said leg wraps, I didn't say leg guards. They're just all around good poison pants. Shoulders are Rowari Mantle for the poison acid. +1 to Terrifying Gaze is nice as well. Spellbinder's Grip. I don't think I have any good poison gloves, and I may switch back over to some Rowari gloves, because I think the Rowari just give you great generalist stuff for spellcasters. But for now we'll keep the Spellbinder's Grips, and I don't think there are any good poison acid gloves in Epic. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the Redemption set. Actually, I thought about the Redemption set for this guy, but actually that might be pretty cool. We may have to play around with that in the future. But the Rowari Greaves for just an okay all-rounder defensive boot. We have the Devil's Badge of Venom from Devil's Crossing. I threw an Arcane Spark in there for the energy regen and offensive ability. It's a good all-rounder, another all-round poison acid damage thing. Our belt is still the Alchemist belt because I named this character the Alchemist, and we are goddamn gonna use this belt no matter what. I don't have Blight. I wish I had Blight. I instead have to stick with Corruption. Blight and Conflagration I think are the 2 relics I'm missing, and maybe we'll get it today. Who knows? I don't think there's any really notable components otherwise outside of the weapon. It's pretty usual for what I do with my stuff. I do have a Hallowed Ground still in the chest, but I don't think I'd want it with Curse of Frailty or Possession, so that's going to be top of the list to change out. Still using Ancient Armor Plate on the legs. I'm using Corpse Dust for health regen on both my rings. I got Black Tallow in the amulet, though that could switch to an Arcane Spark. But it's fine right now. Mutated Scales on the shoulders, Unholy Inscription on the gloves, and Mark of the Traveler on the boots. All in all, pretty standard stuff. So we're going to run into the Steps of Torment. I'm going to try to do them all with this guy, but, you know, we'll see what happens. I don't actually know if I'm going to be doing the whole of the Steps of Torment. Now I'm going to note something. You're going to see me take a lot of damage a lot of times in this, because this character isn't exactly the toughest character I have.
That skill's not ready.
I do wish he were tougher so he could actually stand in the middle of things and really wreak havoc on all of the enemies around him, but well, we just gotta live with what we got right now. We're pretty much gonna be rotating through Dreeg's Infinite Gaze, Dreeg's Evil Eye, and Shadow Strike. Shadow Strike will pretty much kill any normal enemy on its own. And then Dreeg's Evil Eye and Dreeg's Infinite Gaze will pretty much take out all of our all of the groups we have to deal with. See, it's like I just took a ton of bleed damage in there. Probably from this jerk. Or just from another guy just hit me for a ton of bleed damage. Yeah, he is not, he's nowhere near as maxed out as like my Aether Ray guy. But still, he gets the job done. He'll just be healing a lot more often. But it's like, you have to also understand that your dots are dots. So you're going to be using them as dots to kill things. So you kind of gotta move along and trust that you're going to be, your abilities are going to be killing enemies as you move. See, like that hero just crumpled underneath our dots. Probably shouldn't have ran in here, but I think we'll be fine. So yeah, it's just everything we poison, everything we plague is gonna die. It's pretty much the rule here. Just let your dots poison everything, and then things that are poisoned will die. I'm also not above using Shadow Strike to run away. Get away from me! Shadow Strike is actually a great escape if there's an enemy that's sort of far away from where you are and you want to get away from whatever's around you. Or targeting like trash on the ground. Also a pretty handy tactic for escaping. This character's all about the running away. It's a character you're not gonna be face tanking. You're not gonna be bravely fighting the enemy forces. You're a sneak and a coward and a poisoner, and you should treat yourself as such. In fact, I'm actually trying to run through some of these things, and I keep getting like caught on enemies. Which usually ends up meaning I have to use a potion then. I also like living in a world where you can poison a skeleton. It's just poisoning a skeleton just sounds so silly and awesome to me. It's like scaring undead. It's always funny when you play a game where you can scare undead. Just any mental effects on undead is just kind of funny. I love that guaranteed treasure hoard right there. Treasure trove. Whatever they're called.
That skill's not ready.
Wow, that's a lot of damage. Get me away from here.
That skill's not ready.
It's also kind of funny, like, you'll sometimes kill an enemy before you actually get to the enemy. So, so it's like that, like, Deathbolt Archer I tried to lunge at. He's just dead before I got to him. But yeah, like I mentioned before, Armor of the Guardian's nice, but I don't know that it does as much as
Skill's not ready.
Pneumatic Burst can do for a heal. Also benefits, because Pneumatic Burst has total speed on it. So total speed can just help you move along, and it becomes sort of a, you just keep it cast, and you keep the spell cast, and you're pretty much safe. But Armor of the Guardian is a second heal, so I mean it's the debate in my head as to whether or not I should keep Armor of the Guardian and Pneumatic Burst, or switch it over to Soleil's Witchfire and yeah, Knight's Choke. So yeah, we just hit and run Zox the Zealot and he dies. Like, we're doing almost minimal work here. And he's gone. It's actually a really fun and great build to use. I just wish I was a little more robust. Tankiness is what I'd like to have. I'm going to go into the Room of Death, and we shall see what happens. If I die in the Room of Death, I'll die in the Room of Death. If I survive it, then we'll go on to Alcamos. Also, I mentioned poisoning a skeleton. That's not as funny as poisoning a ghost. I just realized I'm poisoning ghosts as I'm going along here. Alright. What do you got for me?
I can't do that yet.
Oh, no, you don't. I'll poop.
Can't do that yet.
At least I can arc over the crap in this room. I all pooped because we pulled one of these damn gargantuans that just, I guess, is not going to be dying anytime soon.
I can't do that yet.
Yeah, like I mentioned, our goal here is to sort of not be near enemies. Hit and run tactics are definitely a big deal for this type of character, because we're all about dots and we have no defenses. So running around, just making sure we don't die. Of course, I immediately run into the middle of the enemies like an idiot. Oh, fine. And that's that. Let's see what we get out of this. Ugh, Templar's Faith. Don't get me wrong, Templar's Faith is a good shield. I just wish I didn't get a lot of them. It's not like they're the new Brawler's Gloves or anything, but damn, do I get a lot of those damn shields. I'm also fully prepared to die at any moment in here, from either my own stupidity or just something really bad happening. You may note by the map, this guy has not actually been in this part of the Steps of Torment yet. He is more or less virginal to this area. At least he doesn't have high, he doesn't have a high, faction rating with anyone either, so it's kind of an advantage there that he won't have to have like deal with a surprise Muzelek or anything. Oh boy, a second hero in this room. Hooray. Oh, this might be where I buy it.
That skill's not ready.
Oh, I guess I don't buy it here. Well, maybe I do. I thought that guy just died, and it's like, oh, I guess I'm fine. Oh, nope. There we go. Okay, off to Alcamos. He's leaving behind nothing but a mess.
That skill's not ready.
Now I really should go north and get to the merchant, but I think I am just gonna, because Alcamos is like, you know, the reason to come in here. Oh. Here we go. That's totally anime. So with Alcamos, you absolutely need Hoarfrost, a Hoarfrost ointment, because he will freeze you very easily. He's a very freeze-happy enemy.
That skill's not ready.
But he's also a dead enemy. I mean, yeah, that's a very it's a surprisingly easy fight with this build, actually. Put it on the pile. So anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video of the new Plaguemancer. It's a really powerful and fun build now, because of the way stacking occurs with your dots. And there are a lot of ways to do it. You could probably, you probably don't have to go, that far into Occultist to fully get the benefits of Dreeg's Evil Eye, mostly because I'm using that with that, so it's like you don't even need to go that far into it. Nightblade, I'd say you absolutely have to be able to get to Merciless Repertoire and Nadal with Justifiable Ends. But aside from that, it's a pretty easy build to put together. There's not a high gear requirement. You can get a lot of your gear from the vendors. I think I have like 3 Warwari things on, and I could possibly go to 4. And I think maybe even the chest piece has acid poison, so it's actually a very easy thing to gear for when you get to 35. So yeah, I do highly recommend this build. It's a really fun, really unique build too, because it's, poison acid, and I don't really think there are a lot of poison acid characters out there. So anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you guys next time.